Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's talk about the Lily Allen stuff, because I feel like it's everywhere at the moment. I feel like it's also been building in the background. Like every time I'm on Metro or Reddit or whatever, there's been stuff building in the background for months about Lily Allen and David Harbour's marriage breaking down. Like I remember a few months ago seeing something about how she joined Raya, I think it was Raya, and everyone was like, oh my god, why is she on Raya? Oh, what's going on? And she was on there to spy on David Harbour to see if he was cheating on her. But also they have an open marriage. But here's the thing about open marriages. I'm just diving like straight into it. Let's not bother with any like preamble. The thing with open relationships, yes, you can still cheat in a... I don't understand. Apparently there are some people being like, well, it's an open marriage. How did he cheat? Like, are you dumb? Like, you still need to... I mean, for an open relationship to... Not that I've ever had one. Could I have one? Could I have one? Could I have an... Why am I saying this in a video? My boyfriend clicks off this video annoyed. Listen, in an effort to get demonetized like a minute into doing this video, I've decided next year I'm going to do a docuseries about porn stars. I'm not explaining it any more than that. I tell people this, and like someone was a bit like, oh, what would your boyfriend think? And I was like, he doesn't give a shit, mate. Granted, when I told him he was like busy playing Dota, this video game that he's obsessed with, he was busy doing that. Or else I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then I'd go here, and then I'd go to Taiwan, and then blah, 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 blah. Like, and he was just like, yeah. I was like, if I do a docuseries on like some only fans stars, not Bonnie Blue, can I collab? Can I be in the OnlyFans videos? And he was just playing like his game, be like, yeah, babe, do what you want. I was like, I just want to be in the background, like, you know, like people can be like banging in front of me, and I'll just be in the background fully clothed, you know, like reading a book, reading The Idiot by Dostoevsky. And he was just offhandedly like, would that make you happy? I was like, yes. He was like, do what you want, babe. I don't think he was really listening. Anyway, so could I be in an open relationship? I'm joking. But the thing about open relationships is it probably requires more trust and a deeper level of communication than if you're both on the same pages about monogamy. Obviously, you have to talk about what it means to be monog. Do you know what's crazy? And I'm interrupting myself. I've been in my head again about me doing commentary videos. Who cares? But do I have anything? I never have anything to say. I never have anything interesting to say. I'm not an interesting person. And yet, put a microphone in front of me, and here I am, you know, dissecting the differences between monogamous and polyamorous relationships, having only been a monogamous person myself. I did have a moment several years ago when I was single where I did think, I could have two boyfriends here if I play my cards right and everyone's above board and all for it. But I was just horny. Oh my God. If I've not been demonetized already, sorry, the level of comfort that I have with this microphone is truly disgusting. Like, you guys should know less about me. I was single and I was horny, and I was like, maybe I should have two boyfriends, and then I had none. So... Anyway, I mean, if you're in a monogamous relationship, obviously you've got to talk about what monogamy means to you, because it's not, you know, some people are fine with their partners going to strip clubs or like strippers on like a Tuesday. Others aren't. Some people are fine with their partners like using OnlyFans. Others aren't. So you still have to have these conversations, but there is a level of, well, I'm going to be committed to you, and there's a framework we all understand just from being within our society. To a degree, we understand what that framework is going to look like, whether the details are different from person to person, which they usually are, right? So we all understand that going in. But like with an open relationship or polyamory or an open marriage, you've got to really discuss, okay, ground rules, right? So if Lily Allen, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, though we're going to get into some stuff. If Lily Allen said, look, okay, open marriage, open relationship, you have to tell me if you're going to go on dates with other women, and my food is done. And he said yes, and then still lied about it anyway. Bro didn't want an open relationship. He was just addicted to like the drama and the being sneaky. You can still cheat and be sneaky and open. Just, we got that out of the way. Regardless. So Lily Allen recently dropped an album called West End Girl. So I think let's go through some, because the lyrics sure are illuminating. Let's go through some of these lyrics. So we've got West End Girl, which is about her time when she was featuring in a West End play. And she discusses here about how we've moved to New York, we found a nice rental, you got us a brownstone. Maybe that was the same one from their Architectural Digest. Because I watched that, like, and I'm not a fan of Lily Allen. Here's the thing as well, because I've seen, there's been a bit of conversation about how Lily Allen herself isn't maybe the most moral, ethical, or like nicest of people. Yeah, like duh. Like duh. I've grown up most of my life being aware of who Lily Allen is, and I don't want to sound harsh because like two things can be true at once. David Harbour can be a wanker, and also Lily Allen can be not that great of a person. Two things can be true at once. I don't really know anyone in my circles who has ever really liked Lily Allen. She's always had a bit of a Marmite personality, I think. Or honestly, from someone who's grown up with her like in my periphery all these years, and maybe I don't know too much about how she's been involved in like a cheating scandal before or whatever. I don't know too much about that. All I can really say, my gut reaction towards Lily Allen is I've always just found her a bit annoying, which isn't a crime in of itself. And to be fair, I do find everyone annoying to some degree. But I've always just found her a little bit annoying. Which is fine. She'd probably find me annoying. Actually, she wouldn't. I'm a delight. But regardless, it doesn't mean that he can maybe... It's okay for David Harbour to then maybe harbour... Ooh, I saw what I did there. A secret love child. That will come up, don't worry. So this is all about how I could never afford this. Why not? You know she's a Nepo baby. Her dad's called Keith Allen. I think he was on like Big Brother or something like that. This is all about how they moved to New York and they bought a brownstone. And she gets a phone call. Hey, you've got a lead in a play. You got to be back in London for rehearsals in May. I love how on the nose all of this is. Like, one of the songs should be, and then he called me a sket. And then I called him a slag. If I was a rapper, that'd be, yeah. Later that evening, you said, how was my day? I said, I've got some good news. I got the lead in a play. That's when your demeanor started to change. You said, I'd have to do audition. I said, you're deranged. Now... I'm in London, I'm on my own, I'm in a hotel room, I'm on my own, I'm a West End girl. And then there's some sort of phone call between them, which Genius says the context around this might be that her ex-husband wanted to have sex with women while she was away doing her play. And people then noted that when Lillian was doing the play in question that's in the song, that she shared on Instagram a while ago a note that David Harbour left her, that says, my ambitious wife, these are bad luck flowers because if you get reviewed well in this play, you'll get all kinds of awards and I will be miserable, your loving husband. And now people are looking, they're side-eyeing this because sometimes this is a form of negging, right? And sometimes certain men will do that because they can't stand to be outshined by their partner. I think Ryan Reynolds was similarly inclined that way towards when he was dating or married to Scarlett Johansson. They were dating or married, I think. And did he cheat on her, Blake Lively? Why do I know so much about these people? Ugh, how annoying. It's always the most mid men who cheat on beautiful, ambitious women. May this kind of love never find me. Yeah, as annoying as Lillian is, she is out of his league. Let's be real. My ex once told me that seeing me happy broke him. May these men be lonely forever. I feel like, even though I think she went to, because of Keith, I think she went to some sort of like Britpop school or whatever. So she would be trained in acting as well. But I think maybe, and this is me being an armchair psychologist, David saw this as her encroaching on his territory because he's the actor and he's in Stranger Things and la 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 la. So instead of just being like, good luck, I mean, this is very Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively coded as well. Let's be real. Like, hee we're the cool couple because we just make fun of each other. I mean, I make fun of my boyfriend. Did I not just say, could I do it over? But would it kill you just to be like, hey, good luck tonight. I'm so proud of you, babe. Rather than, I'll be miserable if you do well. Clearly, British humour escaped most people, except David Harbour is American, not British. So shut up, babe. This reminds me of the woman athlete that crossed the finish line only to have a boyfriend steal her limelight by proposing. I remember that. And there was another one where someone had done a marathon and they were like near the end and then their husband unleashed the brats on them, unleashed the little toddlers. And then, but like the woman was like, I've got to keep running. I'm in a fucking marathon. I've been running for like, I don't know, like 40K or whatever they've been doing. And, you know, she just had to like run past her kids. And then that made her, to the average person who like maybe catches a glimpse of that, they then think, oh, what a terrible mother. But really, like, what a terrible, like, your wife has been running, doing this endurance event, and you're going to try and distract her with her children before she's got to the finish line as a way of stealing the limelight, whether he consciously did that or subconsciously because he was, you know, mid as fuck. I don't know. But still, kills me that Lily Allen has released her revenge album weeks before the final season of Stranger Things airs. Which, by the way, who even cares about Stranger Things now? I think I saw the last season like 3 or so years ago when I was in France. Like, who cares anymore? Why has it taken so long? Why is it... And don't say COVID. But why has it taken so long? Like, who cares anymore about Stranger Things? Anyway, I got into it for all of like one summer, and that was it. So that's West End Girl.
What's the first time? It's the first time that I've been here because it's not my usual industry or crowd. But yeah, I'm just really, really, really honoured and happy and humbled to be here, and to be nominated is just like beyond. Yeah, I don't know what's happening really, but I couldn't be happier.
Is it your first time as well, David?
Yeah.
My first time what?
At the Olivier's.
Or first time around me? What did you?
She said, is it your first time here?
But the Olivier's is. I've done about 100,000 plays, never been recognized. Congratulations, darling.
Which I love how she's laying it just all out there on the table. This one's called Ruminating. Sees Lily ruminating over the multiple possibilities and situations of a romantic sexual that could be playing out following the phone call with her husband at the end of West End Girl. It's 4 a.m, I'm in fight or flight, ruminating, and I can't shake the image of her naked on top of you, and I'm disassociated. I'm not hateful, but you make me hate her. She gets to sleep next to my medicator. When you're mine, oh, I don't think he is yours, babe. I think he's one for the streets. I think like that one episode of Stranger Things when he was in Russia, he is maybe a socialist or a communist because David Harbour belongs to all of us now. Not that I want him ill. It's not fair and I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. So I'm ruminating all the things you said. All the things you said, running from my head. Guys, I'm going to do a video about it. Oh my God, I know. Put a microphone in front of me. I don't shut the fuck up. I've ruined my recommended on Instagram. I'm in the depths of what I can only possibly describe as the conspiracy talk far right memosphere, which isn't to say all conspiracies are far right. I'm not saying that, but this shit. I mean, like, there's some stuff about Agartha, which is just a rip-off of the underground kingdom of Shambhala under the Himalayas. Like, and it's all to like this techno pop, but the irony of a few of these memes are to that song, running from my head. That was like a Russian lesbian duo. So the irony of like the hard right using, I'm going to do a video on it though, because it's so interesting. So anyway, but why can't you wait for me to come home? This conversation is too big for a phone call. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine he rings her and he's like, yeah, babe, I need to bang other women whilst you're away doing something for your career. Is that okay? Like, it's not phone call. At least do a video call. Know what I mean? Did you kiss her on the lips and look her into her eyes? Did you have fun now that it's done? Won't you tell me I'm still your number one because you're my number one? Oh, babe, stand up. Well, she has, but still, stand up. Go back in time and stand up. I told you all of this has been too brutal. You told me you felt the same. It's mutual. She did say that a lot of this album is based on her real life, but not all of it's gospel. I wonder if that's just to try and give plausible deniability, though, because it all sounds a bit too specific to not be gospel. Then you came out with this line, so crucial. If it has to happen, do you want to know? I don't know. What a line. What a fucking line. Oh, dear. You won't love me. You won't. This one is sleepwalking. You won't love me. You won't leave me. You don't touch me, but still so needy. I love a needy himbo, can't lie. I don't know if you do it intentionally. You make it my fault. You don't stop talking. I'm just sleepwalking. Course I'm angry, course I'm hurt. Looking back, it's so absurd. Course I trusted you and took you at your word. Who said romance isn't dead? Been no romance since we wed. Why aren't we fucking, baby? Yeah, that's what. Probably because he's too busy fucking other women. That's why. You let me think it was in my head and nothing to do with them girls in your bed. Wow. Gaslighting king. Gaslight girl boss, David Harbour. I know you've made me your Madonna. I want to be your whore. Baby, it'll be an honour. Please, sir, can I have some more? Oliver, never before has a boy asked for more. I could preserve all of your fantasies if only you could act them out, all with me. Well, if this is gospel, it's not about Lily or the cheated on party being lacking. It is an issue with the cheater. Oh yeah, guys, I'm going to be back on camera fairly soon, if anyone even cares. I'm going to do a new series where I go around trying all the biohacking, health and wellness, longevity, like nonsensical places that you see around the UK or whatever. Anyway, tennis. Daddy's home for the first time in weeks. Got dinner on the table. Tell the kids it's time to eat. Ew, using the context of daddy, like, and then, no. Illegal. Ow! You showed me a photo on Instagram. You grabbed your phone back right out of my hands. I read your text. Now I regret it. Can't get my head around how you've been playing tennis. If it was just sex, I wouldn't be jealous. You won't play with me. Who's Madeline? We'll get to Madeline in a minute. I needed to be alone. I took myself to bed. I got a lot of information. I can't even process. Bed, process, and whatever. So I wrote a little email, told you what I saw. Then you came up to the bedroom. You made it all my fault. Gaslighting king. Wow. But you moved the goalpost, you've broken the rules. I tried to accommodate, but you took me for a fool. Yeah, this type of person, he didn't want an open marriage. He loved the sneaking around. Which, yeah, some people are like that. So, don't. It's a bit of a lesson, or like a, what's it called when something's like a warning tale? There's a word for it, a term for it, I can't remember. But it's a lesson in how, if you've got pretty strong boundaries on something, don't change them. Don't change them for a bloke. Ugh, of all people, a bloke. Don't change them. Don't, if you're a monogamous person and then the guy that you like is polyamorous and you know that you can't really do it, whatever, and they're like pushy about it, don't just, there's like 4 billion other blokes on earth. At least one of them's got to be all right. Don't bother. And if someone's going to bend the rules, work off of technicalities, move the goalposts, dump them. Just dump them. So this one, Madeline, is about Lily, I guess, messaging the person that David has been cheating on her with. Saw your text, that's how I found out. Tell me the truth and his motives. I can't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. Dump him. How long has it been going on? Is it just sex or is there emotion? He told me he'll stay in hotel rooms and never be out in the open, but he's playing tennis with her apparently. Why would I trust anything that comes out of his mouth? We had an arrangement. Be discreet and don't be blatant. Lily Allen saying that, oh yeah, some of the album's based on my life, but it's not all gospel, babe. Say it with your chest. Say it with your, you're so funny. Maybe she doesn't want to be sued by him. Who knows? Be discreet. Don't be blatant. There had to be payment. It had to do with strangers, but you're not a stranger. Stranger things. Hey, he's telling you the truth. This is Madeleine speaking. Our relationship has only ever been about sex. I can promise you that this is not an emotional connection. We don't speak outside the time we spend together. When he talks about you, it's with the utmost respect. Yeah, doubt it. Also, this Madeleine person has gone to the Daily Mail to be like, yes, it's about me. Her name's Natalie. It's about me. Like, why would you go to the press and be like, yes, it's me. I'm the other woman. He's telling the truth. Is that the case or a line he fed you? I want to believe you. Is it a ruse? Lie to me, babe. I'll end you. I can't trust anything that comes out of your mouth. I'm not convinced that he didn't fuck you in our house. Wow. Did you two ever talk about me? Has he told you he doesn't love me? Bet he tells you he loves you. I've gotten old, gotten ugly, which would be fucking huge if he did. Okay, so firstly, Lily Allen is 40. David Harbour is like 50. Sorry, but if David Harbour was saying to the woman he was shagging that Lily Allen has gotten too old or too ugly or whatever, like this lurch-looking motherfucker, honestly, if that's true, if that part is gospel, then I hate men. I hate men. What do you mean? What do you mean, David Harbour? I know, maybe it's a bit of out of order of me. After all, I think we can all safely assume that he is definitely not my type. I think you guys know what my type is. And he is definitely not my type. Hey, I'm young still, though. Maybe I could be his type. Ew. No, but that's fucking huge if true. If he was calling her too old or ugly, please. The call is coming from inside the house, babe. I wish you a lifetime of annoying spam calls that have like AI robot voices on the other side. Why would you trust anything that comes out of his mouth? I hate that you're in so much pain right now. This is Madeline, obviously. I really don't want to be the cause of any upset. He told me you were aware of this was going on. He had your full consent. If he's lying about that, let me know. I have my own feelings about dishonesty. Lies are not something I want to get caught up in. You can reach out to me anytime, by the way, if you need any more details or you need to vent or anything. Love and light, Madeline. I mean, considering she's gone to the Daily Mail, that was a fucking lie. Interesting. Relapse lyrics. I tried to be your modern wife, but the child in me protests. Babe, there's nothing modern about letting your husband shag around. I mean, God, isn't that a tale as old as marriage and time? Behave. I mean, even in the Odyssey, right? Odysseus waylaid for like 7 years at an island, is it with Calypso? He just had to shag the horny nymph. He just had to, even though his doting wife was at home, saying no to all of these suitors. He just had to shag this like demigoddess nymph, whatever she was. Please. The girls are looking at me to teach them all about love, but I can't seem to hold my shit together long enough. Well, at least when the kids grow up, they'll have this album to look through. Silver linings and all that. This one is called Pussy Palace. Don't come home. I don't want you in my bed. Go to the apartment in the West Village instead. And then the chorus is, I didn't know it was your pussy palace. I always thought it was a dojo. Am I looking at a sex addict? Talk about a low blow. Oh no. I found a shoebox full of handwritten letters from broken-hearted women wishing you could have been better. Ain't it mad? Ain't it mad? If he wasn't, I'm sorry. Oh no. Is this a bad thing to say? Whatever. If he wasn't famous, if he was not famous, would he have a shoebox full of handwritten letters? I don't know if that's bad to say. I feel like that is bad to say, but I can't help. Like, bro is not my type. It's nothing to do with him being 50. There are some hot. I'm gonna stop talking. There are some hot guys approaching 50. Gone you. But I genuinely do feel a little bit like if he wasn't on Stranger Things, if he wasn't an actor, if he would, maybe he's just got a killer personality, but I doubt that because he's like a gaslighting king. Maybe he's got a big willy, but even then, who cares? So what? Who cares? Oof. Handwritten letters from broken-hearted women. Like, oh, come on, ladies. I'm not blaming women at all, but I do think maybe collectively we should not sleep with these types of men anymore, because they're clearly not going to change. They have no incentive to change. If David Harbour's getting a shoebox full of handwritten letters, he's got zero incentive to change. Shall we just all go on strike and wear chastity belts? Sheets pulled off the bed, they're strewn all over the floor. Long black hair, probably from the night before. Duane Reade bag with the handles tied, sex toys, butt plugs, lube inside, hundreds of Trojans. You're so broken. How'd I get caught up in your double life? Yikes. This schmuck was just like laying mad pipe. Like, who am I? Why do I talk like this? Disgusting. 4chan stan, because apparently he's a 4chaner. Okay, David, didn't know you rolled like that, you hentai. I went through your bedside drawer. I've never been inclined to do that before. Never been to I can't pronounce that. Bergdorf's. But you took someone shopping there in May 24. You bought her a handbag. It wasn't cheap. I was in London, probably asleep. Did you go to Montauk for the weekend? Was there an encore? Did it pay dividends? Why won't you tell me what her name is? What? Is she famous? Say that it's over. Do you mean hiatus? Why won't you tell me? Gaslighting King. What a sad man. It's giving 4chan stan. Hentai. That's a red flag. If he's 50 and gone on 4chan, red flag. What are you so scared of? Do you think I'm going to contact her and tell her what for? Going to get divorced? It's a marriage of convenience. It's how you adore. You're sinking, you're protecting a lie. And you don't want her thinking that you'd cheat on your wife. What? So he was telling these women that he was going to divorce Lily Allen. You love all the power, but you're not even cute though. Yeah, you tell him, babe. And listen, I got daddy issues coming out the wazoo. I mean, that whole storyline in Friends. I see why Monica liked Richard. I'm barely joking. Which, that storyline wouldn't have been bad if simply he hadn't known her all her life and he wasn't best friends with her dad. If you remove that from the equation, the 90s were a different time, I suppose. Then it'll still be fine to this day. But David Harbour, no, not cute. Anyway, this one is called non-monogamummy. For someone who loves a daddy, the word mummy makes me cringe so hard. I don't want to screw with anyone else. I know that's all you want to do. I'm so committed I'd lose myself because I don't want to lose you. He's a loser, babe. I'm glad she has dumped him. But he is a loser. You shouldn't... If you have to beg so hard to be with someone... I don't know, are they yours? I changed my immigration status for you to treat me like a stranger. And you know, with Brexit, that was a massive hassle. That was a joke. Brexit does it have that much bearing on the US? Who knows? Why do I feel like such a failure? A life with you looked good on paper. I'm trying to be open. I want to meet your needs. What about yours, babe? For some reason I revert to people pleasing. I'll be your non-monogamummy. I'm just trying to be open. And then she goes on Tinder. Hearts get broken. She looks in my eyes and says, you have no emotion. She asked me bare questions about words that were spoken. Like, is she a token or is it just promotion? Interesting. Was she just a trophy wife to David Harbour? Very interesting. It's so interesting, this album, because it really just is all laid out. Just enough lyrics. I look at my reflection. I feel so drawn, so old. I've booked myself a facelift, wondering how long it might hold. If I was rich too, I'd probably get a facelift in a few years' time. But still, a facelift for him, for Lurch, for that Frankenstein's monster. Babe, Get a facelift for yourself, not for some bloke. Did you fall in love with someone who isn't me? Why are we here talking about vasectomies? That's crazy considering maybe he's got a secret love child and we will get there. Did you get someone pregnant, someone who isn't me? Did you take her to the clinic? Did you hold her hand? Is she having your babies? Yikes. Dallas Major. My name is Dallas Major. I'm coming out to play, looking for someone to have fun while my husband works away. I'm almost nearly 40, just shy of 5'2". I'm mum to teenage children. Does that sound like fun to you? I used to be quite famous way back in the day. I'm here for validation. I should probably explain how my marriage has been open since my husband went astray. So went astray this is me just psychoanalyzing from one sentence. He probably cheated first, and then she was like, okay, let's open up the marriage to try and save it, and then he was still being a dirtbag. So again, Lily saying that this isn't gospel is crazy. Beg for me. I feel embarrassed, ashamed. You're so indifferent. That's insane. Where's your empathy for all my pain? My friends will tell me you are deranged. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. I want to feel held, told I'm special and unusual, want your desire, want to be spoiled, want to be told I'm beautiful. Why won't you beg for me? If you have to beg someone to beg for you, date golden retriever men. Himbo golden retriever men. Because they will tell you all this stuff to the point that it'll be annoying because you just want to sleep. Why are you being woken up at 8 a.m? For someone to tell you how much they love you? Let me sleep. Let you win, W-in. Don't tell the children the truth will be brutal. Your reputation's unstained. Not anymore, babe. God knows how long you've been getting away with it. Already let you in. All I can do is sing. So why should I let you win? I'll not absorb your shame. It's you who put me through this. I could tell myself you've changed. He's 50. He's rich. He's famous. Apparently women are giving him handwritten letters by the bucket load. He has zero incentive to change. Like, yeah, he's going for a scandal right now, but no one's going to care in a month's time realistically. And he's still going to be up to no good. So be strong, Lily. Stay away from him. And also, never get your sympathy. I don't think you're able. He sounds also like a sociopath, so yeah, stay away from him. Then finally, we have Fruity Loop. You're just a little boy looking for his mummy. Things have gotten complicated with all the fame and money. Playing with his toys, he just wants attention. He can't do attachment. Scared he's going to get abandoned. Finally, I see it's not me, it's you. Like, okay, sure. We are all just a combination of our upbringing, our culture, our surroundings, our environment, our genetics, whatever. But he's also a 50-year-old man, so I'm not going to sit here and infantilize him and be like, oh, poor David Harbour, he just wants his mummy. Like, grow up. God, I want my mum too, but hey, that's life. Shit happens. That's life. Get over it. Get over it, grow up. Like, you can't use it as an excuse to hurt other people. Or if you are going to do that, do it in your 20s. Do it in your 20s when it's less serious. Don't wait until like you're having some sort of midlife crisis at 50 and then, have an affair with like every woman you see whilst being in a highly public relationship with someone that you'll happily do little, oh, look at us, happy families and architectural digest or whatever. House tours. Grow up. Ew, it's like, I'm not blaming Lily Allen, by the way. Like, this is it's literally just a song, but it's what the song means. I'm not going to feel bad for a grown man who won't do the work and go to therapy, or maybe he will go to therapy, but he's not doing the work. It's like when Annalyn McCord did that slam dunk poem on Putin. Putin, if I were your mother, you wouldn't be the way you were. Yeah, right. Look, Putin's mum grew up in the USSR, or the USSR broke up. I don't know the time frame exactly. But what would you know, Annalyn McCord? You live in LA. If I were your mother. Me saying that in my head thinking, give me 5 minutes with Putin. I can fix him. Listen, guys, it may not seem it because most of my audience on here is women and I spend a lot of time complaining about men. But in real life, men love me and older men love me. I know how to work them and play them like a fiddle. What did I say? Daddy issues. I can utilize my daddy issues and fix Putin. I shouldn't be saying this stuff publicly because I might get poisoned. If I mysteriously die, it's not been fun. It's been boring. Like life has been pretty boring, actually. So 0 out of 10, wouldn't do it again. Anyway, I'm just a little girl looking for her daddy. I think she does have some father issues with Keith. I don't know. Thought we could break the cycle. Thought I could keep you happy. It is what it is. You're a mess. I'm a bitch. Wish I could fix all your shit, but your shit's yours to fix. Good for her. This is what the album ends on. Good for her. Now, all David Harbour has to say about this, FYI. Okay, like, to be a bit fairer, because maybe I was being, why do I care? Why do I care about some, like, cheating man things? Sure, he probably looks a bit better than like a lot of men his age who aren't in the spotlight, but also he has access to facials and Botox and surgeries and like a higher level of skincare, more expensive level of health and wellness and biohacking and all that shit. So actually, you know, for someone here, I mean, me and Pedro aren't exactly like friends anymore. I know it was a very short-lived friendship, but look at this man. He's 50. He's cute than David Harbour, even if we aren't friends. Don't ask why. And it's got nothing to do with him like arguing J.K. Rowling. Couldn't give a fuck about that. Good for him. But yeah, all David Harbour had to say, when asked if he would change anything about his life, that's such a hard question, the question of regret or something, I would change either everything or nothing. It's all one's path. You either accept your path completely and realise that even the pain, the slip-ups and the mistakes are all part of the journey, that there's truth, growth, wisdom and deeper empathy and connection, all that. That's funny because didn't she have a whole song talking about how you have no empathy? It's kind of like a house of cards. The minute you try and change one thing, you have to change it all. There are things on the record I experienced within my marriage, but that's not to say that it's all gospel. Yeah, right, Lily. He did muse that if you've never been through anything, what do you really have to offer? Funny, I've been through some stuff, but I'm not, you know, shagging about. If I were to change anything, shagging about with a wife and kids at home, if I were to change anything, I'd change everything and just make my life happy and silly and like whatever, then I wouldn't be an artist anymore and that would suck. Oh, shut up, the tortured artist routine. Guess what? You can be an artist and not be a massive asshole. Like, you don't need to go like full Jared Leto emailing, posting people dead rats or whatever to be an artist. Behave. Now I have this Daily Mail article. I'm Madeline, and this is what I have to say to Lily Allen. Like, who are you? Sit down, shut the fuck up. She didn't name you by name. Like, what are you doing? Like, sorry, how much? I've not even read the article yet, but how much of an attention seeker must you be to go to the Daily Mail and be like, yep, that's me, who that famous celebrity was cheating on his wife with? Any questions? Like, what a weirdo. I bet in her head, like there's this really American kind of like, but I'm just taking back my power, like point of view. Like, she didn't name you, you freak. Not even read the article. I'm just getting mad preemptively. Okay, so who is Madeline? Costume designer Natalie Tippett. The 34-year-old single mother who lives in New Orleans spoke to this newspaper from her home in the city's historic Trem district, I don't care, to admit that she was the woman at the heart of Alan's new album. It was like one song. And at the centre of her marriage breakup, sorry, attention seekers, blonde Miss Tippett was reluctant to hit back or to turn her sex life into a public debate. Of course I've heard the song, she said, rolling her eyes, but I have a family and things to protect. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, and I understand this is going on. Who's the father? Who's the father? Where's the birth certificate? It's a little bit scary for me. You didn't need to go to the newspaper. If it were me, if it were me and I was the affair lady, I would not be going to the Daily Mail about it. I wouldn't even be hinting. It is understood that Miss Tippett met 50-year-old David Harbour, who is 16 years her senior. It's kind of sexy. Sorry. I'm really weird. Do you know what, guys? I think maybe I'm just ovulating at the moment. Again, none of you need to know that information. Hey, if you've got this far in the video though, like comment down below, Alizee is ovulating. So they met whilst filming a Netflix film. The affair reportedly began shortly after its shooting started. Harbour married Lily, who has 2 daughters from a previous marriage. Even after filming ended, Harbour reportedly flew Miss Tippett to his home in Atlanta, Georgia, as the affair continued behind Alan's back. But his secret fling was exposed when Alan saw incriminating text messages on his mobile phone. As the marriage fell apart, she turned her heartache into music. In the song Tennis, Alan sings of coming home to find a sexual text on her partner's phone. We know. Right. Miss Tippett spoke to this newspaper from the living room of her historic clapboard, which is decorated with glowing neon signs. Like, what the fuck are what are you talking about? What is going on? Daily Mail, you're so... Do you know what? How much was her house worth? You're so weird, Daily Mail. She nods sadly when asked if she knew about her private text messages were being used in the lyrics of Alan's songs. Yeah, she sighed. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it at the moment. Why are you doing this interview then, you weirdo? Freak. I'm going full Dennis from It's Always Sunny. You idiot! You fool!
And they completely goddamn disrespected me. Little idiots! Idiots! And Zappos! Idiots! Sandwiches! Idiots! Idiots! Jesus.
So, this is more stuff about Alan. Claimed she was taking time out, struggling panic attacks. She is not in a good place. She was checked into an £8,000 a week trauma centre. I want to go there. After 10 friends, she was close to a nervous breakdown. She gave an interview to British Vogue. She discussed how it's hard not to rely on drugs and alcohol to get through the split. Singer who's been sober for 5 years. Ooh, as much as I find her annoying. Hit me up, Alan. Talk to me about it. I know what that's like to not want to turn to drugs or alcohol after going through something incredibly traumatic. Even admitting in an interview that her addiction should be so bad she couldn't remember ever having sober sex until her relationship with Harbour. She said her earliest memories had involved drink and drugs, and she had watched her father, the actor Keith Allen, snort coke. Legend. Iconic. It was excruciating to sit with these feelings and not use drugs. There's stuff about how Lily turned detective after suspecting David of cheating. Raya, I was right. Always right. He described himself on Riot as visiting New York from Atlanta and a closet nerd that plays tough guys on your TV. He's, oh my God, what an ick. What an ick. How does he have shoeboxes full of like heartbroken letters? A source at the time said Lily was looking for women that were on Raya and cross-referencing them with women David follows on Instagram to try and figure out who he was seeing. Man, if he was like hooking up with people via Raya and then following them on Instagram, he's a fucking idiot. Cheaters are so dumb. Atamaga walui. By the time the couple broke up, however, she'd been convinced he had a secret Sorry, is that it? The Tippett person said like 2 lines in this article. I'm Madeline. This is what I have to say to Lily Allen. Nothing. Fuck all. Good God. I'm not reading that out. She's not not. I love the Daily Mail. Sorry, I know that's bad. That's bad. But God, I love the Daily Mail. I love the comment section. I mean, Daily Mail comment section is so funny. So funny. Now, this final one, and then we'll be done. Lily's no angel. This is why her and David Harbour's marriage really ended. His furious friends hit back at the false singer. Well, his friends are probably going to be his age, so of course they're going to think this. So, like, whatever. Don't care. Don't care, virgins. This album seems very deliberately timed to undermine David ahead of the Stranger Things finale, commented Netflix Insider's The Daily Mail. It was hugely emotional for him and the cast to bring the story to an end, and it is something he is very proud of. Well, it would have ended years ago if Netflix pulled their finger out. Like, who cares anymore about Stranger Things? Cue the comment section being like, I care about Stranger Things. It came out like 1 billion years ago. Get over it. There is no way he can now be part of the press tour whilst this is going on. It'd be a lot cooler if he did. Like, you should just own it. Would I? Could I? Well, I wouldn't have an open marriage and still cheat on someone. Own it. Like, you playing tough guys on. Be a tough guy. Be a tough guy IRL. Like, just own it. Be like, yeah, around what? It'd be a lot more respectable if he did. It would be an utter embarrassment. It must be devastating for David that he is unable to fully participate in the final chapter of the show that made him famous. Devastating. Oh, cry about it. Hollywood's still reeling from the Me Too movement in which the sexual impropriety of male stars was laid bare. Harbour's career now hangs in the balance. I mean, I'm not entirely sure of the relevance here. Cheating isn't part of Me Too. Anyway, of course, some will say Alan is ruthlessly cashing in on her ex-husband's marital misdemeanors to jumpstart her music career. What do you mean? She's had a music career. She had one like 20 years ago. Jumpstart indeed. This is, after all, her first album in 7 years. Okay, who cares? Like, all singers talk about like stuff that they've been, well, not all, but like most of them sing about stuff they've been through. Ruthlessly cashing in. If someone's going to cheat on you, like, so what? I ain't gonna fuck. If she wants to exploit that her own marriage's demise because like this man couldn't keep in his pants, good for her. Whatever. A close friend of Harbour's told the Daily Mail this weekend, Lily's hardly an angel. She gave David a totally false idea of what and who she is. She wanted the big house and the lifestyle, and then she hated it. Men find her hard work. There is something about, well, no one held a gun to his head and told him to marry her. Who is barking? I bark at you. Who in my garden is barking? Bark. No one held a gun to his head and said you have to like stay with her and cheat on her. No one. There he is, Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. Men find her hard work. Oh, that's such a man thing to say. Oh, she's hard work. Ugh, she probably is with hard work. Like, I'm hard work too, but I don't give a shit about hearing that from a man. There is something about her which makes them pull their hair out and run a mile. Same thing happened with her ex, Sam Cooper. She was advised if she wanted to sell albums, she would have to sing about David, and now she's cashing in. So, big whoop. Who cares? I don't. Good for her. You go. Like, if Taylor Swift can write 1 billion albums about, like, some guy that, like, I don't know, she went on a date with once, who Swifties don't come for me. I'm just joking. I'm just being silly. No, I will never get over it. If he was telling his affair partners that she's old and ugly now, I would never get over that. call her annoying. I know I have at least like 3 times so far, but she is beautiful. She looks great. So shut up. Like, what? Look at the Willy Wonka looking ass. It said Gene Wilder was. I'm ovulating. I'm like, Gene Wilder in the original Willy Wonka was more attractive than David Harbour. I'm sure David Harbour is going to be gutted to hear me ragging on the way he looks, because I'm, well, probably his type. Young enough, I think, still. It comes from the same insecurities she has had all of her life. A lot comes from her background, being bounced from pillar to post as a child, her dad not coming home and the feeling of rejection. Okay, Mr. Armchair Psychiatrist, who are you? Who the hell is this person? Who do you think you are? Intriguingly, Alan is not the only person to accuse Harbour of inappropriate behaviour. In an account of time allegedly spent with Harbour seen by the Daily Mail, one woman described being flown to Vegas by the actor, who then put his finger in my mouth without warning. I'm laughing out loud right now at how much pressure I felt to put on the best performance of my life. I don't have enough context for that, because like I simply don't have enough context for that, because listen, like was he just at a restaurant with her and then put his finger in his mouth? Were they like doing it and then he put his finger in his mouth? Because that's kind of, you know. But again, ovulating. I don't even think I am. I don't know what's going on. I don't have enough context for that. That's just too rogue. Allegedly, the actor went on to discuss how women's bodies weren't the same after a second baby. Big coming for you, you lurch motherfucker. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I intended this to be a 20-minute long video, but here we are an hour later. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I make new videos whenever I feel like it. I will be back on camera soon, doing like actual like proper real content in the real world. So make sure that you stick around for that. And as always, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.